Alright guys and gals, we are back with more Run 8 gameplay. We're picking up where we left off yesterday. We're taking the Rick Blue south on the Bakersfield sub between Fresno and Bakersfield, California. This is like one of my absolute favorite West Coast routes. It really is just an outlier, and a few of y'all left comments agreeing with that. It's a fun route to run. It's not one of those routes where you just put it in Run 8 and let it sit. Like, you actually have to kind of run the train. So we are down at, let's see, where are we at? We're down at Mingo, at Hanford, and we still got a little ways to go. I guess we're about halfway, or maybe not quite halfway. We still have a lot of meets out there, guys. There's a lot of trains to meet, so let's go ahead and exit out of this, and we'll see about getting rolling. All right, there we go. Throttle up, release the big brake, and let's ease out of the independent. Of course, we'll have to go down here looking out. We've got auto engaged, but we're gonna have to go looking out. All right, the bottom's moving, so we're good on that. That stretched out really good. I like that. I like that. Usually there's a little slack in auto racks, right? All those cushioned draw heads. What are we looking at signal-wise? Nothing right now. So what we need to do is call up auto. Go channel 55. I'm not sure what our tone is right here, so we need to figure that out. Let's see. We're here, channel 55, tone 42. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do star 42, DTMF. We'll let them know. We need a light. And it didn't do anything. Okay, let's try it again. 42, DTMF. That's not working. Maybe I didn't look at that right. You know what? Let's back out the throttle a little bit. Let's go back. Let's make sure. Channel 55, 42. Unless that, maybe it's 43? Maybe it's 43 instead. Let's see. There we go. All right, dispatcher, talk to us. Let's get us a signal here. You're already clear. Proceed on signal indication. Okay. Will do, boss. We'll head south. Or east. This is actually east-west railroad, I guess. I was talking about that in the last video. I was always considered it like a north-south railroad, but I guess it's east-west. I have no clue what kind of indication we were running. Well, we were running on a clear. We were running on a clear when we left off on the last one. Signal's clear. Okay, yeah, we'll just go with it then. Technically, in real life, if we were a new crew that stepped on the train back there, we'd have to run around to the next signal looking out. Like, you might say, you know, got you lined up, come on, signal indication, but you still got to go around there looking out because you don't know. It may have dropped on you. It may drop. There may be some kind of something going on, you know, so. But for simming purposes, we'll disregard that. There's our 40-mile-an-hour curve. I knew there was a 40 down here somewhere. Because you have this good 70-mile-an-hour running, and then they throw this 40 in there to kind of, you know, throw you a little bit of a curveball. All right, everything's looking good. We're 55.87 on total length for 3.1 HPT, so this is a good running train. Really just is. Very good running train. Okay, I see the 40 is in 1.9 miles. It's 45 right here. Okay. Hey, we got to clear down here, Mingo. So we've got at least 3 more meets. If not 4, 3 or 4 meets. We're about halfway. So yeah, we've got a little traffic out there to see about. right, got clear by Mingo. Kill the bell. Man, that bell is just so quiet. I can just barely hear it. We'll keep going with it. All right, so I guess this is Hanford, California. Like I said, I am not familiar with this route. I'm not much of a BNSF person. Like, I don't know it that well, especially in California, especially in the Southwest. I know it fairly well, like the Transcon through the Panhandle here in Oklahoma, but that's basically it. One of the coolest things I ever did, if you guys that are rail fans, some of you may be familiar with Curtis Hill in Oklahoma. It's a big rail fan location. A lot of people like to go to Curtis Hill. I guess it's definitely the steepest grade on the Transcon. I guess it's the steepest grade they come to heading west, maybe. But either way, it's a big rail fan location. And I'll never forget, Mrs. Spur had a friend that she worked with that was a close friend of ours, and she invited us one weekend to her family farm over in Oklahoma. We were going to have a cookout and kind of like do like some camping and that sort of thing, you know. And so we didn't know where this was at. We didn't know where her family farm was at. And we followed the directions. She wrote some directions down for us, and we went out like way out in the boonies in western Oklahoma, and it turned out that her family farm was literally across the road from Curtis Hill. Like, you could sit on their front porch and watch trains go by. It was so cool. Cool location. I was surprised. I was like, man, this is like literally right at Curtis Hill. It was at the, I guess it was called the Belva Feedlot or something like that for you guys that might be familiar with it, but pretty cool location. A lot of crossing action here. See, that's another thing I really like about this route. I like blowing the horn. That's a big part of it, right? This is a big part of running a freight train or a train in the United States, is blowing the horn. And like the West Coast routes really just don't have a lot of horn action. Like, they just don't, you know. Needles definitely doesn't. You know, Tehachapi doesn't really. I mean, there's a few spots, but not a lot. But, you know, even like the San Bernardino sub, it has a few, but it's not like a crazy amount of crossings down there either. But on this route, yeah, this route's definitely got some crossings. It's just, it's another thing to keep you busy while you're running. It's all about keeping you busy, because let's be honest, you know, railroading can kind of be a monotonous experience. It really just is. Like, you're just riding along watching the countryside. It's like riding with your grandparents on a trip or something, you know, like trying to keep yourself occupied in the back seat. I think it's more interesting than flight simming. Now, don't get me wrong, I like flight simming. I do a lot of I've done airliner flights and airliner videos and stuff like that. That truly is one of those deals where you put it on autopilot and it just does its thing until you get ready to start your descent for your arrival. And even then, you kind of leave it on autopilot. But, you know, railroading can be kind of monotonous. So the more things that you can have thrown at you to do, the quicker it goes by, right? I know I've said in the past, long time ago in another video, one of the coolest experiences I had in Run 8 long time ago, many years ago, all there was a Tehachapi route, and they had a big multiplayer session, and I remember getting on there, and you could pick your own train, right? So I picked some kind of, man, it may have been the Rick Mim or something like that. It was some kind of Memphis-bound intermodal, and I based it off of a real train that I had found info on. And it was a short, hot little intermodal. Like, it had 4 HPT. It was a good train. And I took that thing over to Tehachapi. And there were so many meets and so many people out there, and the dispatcher did an amazing job keeping me moving. Like, I barely stopped the whole time, but you're like weaving in and out of sidings and doing all that stuff. The trip went by really fast. Even for going over the mountain, it went by really fast. And when I finally made it over the mountain and got onto BNSF and was able to do that 70-mile-an-hour running, man, it really got intense at that point because I met like 3 trains between Mojave and Barstow, and it's like running 70, then slowing down to 40 to go in the hole, and then right back to 70 again. You know, like it flew by so fast. It was a lot of fun. I haven't done multiplayer in a long time. I don't have time for it. You know, it's hard for me to sit down for 4 or 5 hours undisturbed and do this stuff. Like it's just hard for me. It's just the way my life is, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. So I opt for the single player. It helps a lot having Otto. Like Otto isn't perfect, but he definitely makes it doable. And that's super nice to have that. All right, there. It looks like that is going to be an advanced approach. The flashing yellow. Track speed's up to 55, so we can do a little more running now. Coming by Iona Avenue, Cargill Animal Nutrition. Must be one of those locations, the destination for those big grain trains you see. Going over Thatchby, what they call them, the earthworms, and they got like all kind of DPUs. And engines on the head end, DPU in the middle, DPU on the bottom. Those are some super heavy trains to run over Thatchby, that's for sure. I think we got a video taking one down the mountain. That's our next signal here. See, that's interesting. It's saying that we're running on a clear. We're not, though. We're running on a, that was an advanced approach. It's going out of the throttle. Like I said yesterday, we kind of run this route a little different because it's so flat. You know, I always say I like to have power available to me when you need it, especially when you're running on a bunch of hogbacks and sags and stuff like that. On this route, it's not really a problem, so I tend to use more dynamics on this route than I do definitely some of the other routes. Start gathering up that slack. I always feel like you don't gather up the slack good until you get to about B2. That's cool. Got some maintenance away cars sitting over there. Yeah, this is just such a cool route. Like it's quickly becoming one of my favorites. I really like the San Bernardino sub. It's a fun one to run too. It can be pretty action packed. I would love it if they took this route on up to like Sacramento, like through Modesto, Sacramento that way. I think that would be a good one. It's just a different kind of running, right? It's completely different kind of running.
BNSF detector, milepost 963.1, main 1, ambient temperature 92 degrees.
I got approach, BNSF 1018. Eased out. Calabrese. All right, let's just kind of ease along. Looking out. I don't know if we've got a meet or what. There's our signal right there, so we do have a stop. It's kind of hard to pick out. It's in that curve there. I saw it for a split second and now it's gone. It's over there somewhere. Where are you at? I saw that signal and now I don't see it. Where did it go? There it is, right here. Okay. Is that an absolute or permissive is the question. It looks like it's going to be an absolute. Someone's sitting up there ahead of us. That's going to be the Rick Bar. The Rick Bar. We left out behind him up at Fresno. He kind of left us behind. We never saw him again. He's got some DPU on the bottom. Yeah, we'll just ease on around up there. We'll set the brakes up, stop. We'll see what's going on. Up here to Guernsey, I guess that's how you pronounce it. So this is a big location for grain trains. I want to say that I've seen some symbols for this. Probably right here. It looks like maybe right here. Yeah, it looks like the power's sitting there and then the grain hoppers. All right, so we're going to hang out behind the Rick Bar. That's okay. We'll do that. And through the magic of editing, you guys won't have to endure this wait. It's a great part of railroading. It's a big part of railroading. Like, hurry up and wait. You guys that are railroaders absolutely know what I'm talking about. Hurry up and wait. They'll run you like crazy down the tracks, and then they'll make you sit and wait for 3 or 4 hours. 3 or 4 hours. I used to hate that. Big part of it, though. Looks like someone's coming up the other main there. Yeah, there we go. We got us some meat. Sweets. Let's put the tags up so we can see. We'll do train stats. See who this is. Yeah, I used to hate it. You'd be on a slot freight that usually had to do some work at your end terminal at the yard. You know, you'd have to do some switching, some setting out, some picking up, that kind of stuff. They'd mess around with you all night long. Like, they wouldn't be in any hurry at all to get you down the road. Like, you would sit for hours on end, and then when you would have like 1 hour to go before going dead is when they wanted to get you down the road, get you in the yard, make you rush to do your set outs and pickups, like, and just barely beating the time before you go dead. All right, this is Chicago Fresno intermodal. Nice, got some of them Run 8 fake bonnets. That's cool. Got some reefers on the head in there. Used to see intermodals with reefers on the head end on the Transcon here in the Panhandle, but you know, I don't think I've seen one in a while. I don't think I have. I don't remember seeing it. Like I said, we go to Amarillo from time to time, and you know, you follow along the tracks a good ways there, and I don't remember seeing it. It used to be pretty common, but not anymore. All right, looks like Rick Bar is moving. We're going to be stuck here for a hot minute because we don't have a way to get around him to cross over. All right, let's grab some air. We'll stop. Bail off at Independent. All right, see what this guy looks like. All right, train by Guernsey looks good. Marker's hanging. Open the throttle a little bit, stretch her out.
DNSS detector, milepost 963.1.
All right, there we go.
Ambient temperature 93 degrees.
We'll do full Independent. We'll release the big brake. Like I said, Independent will hold it. I don't know if a lot of you guys realize that or not, but you don't have to have the big brake applied. Like, you know, if the independent will hold it, you can absolutely release your big brake and just sit there with your independent. At least I remember them doing that back in the day. It may be different now. Who knows? All right, we'll knock those off. The slack may roll in a little bit on us because it looks like we're on a bit of a downhill here, but all right, let's tone up Otto. I think we're going to need to tone him real fast. Because he's not thinking to give us a light. I heard you first time. Dude, okay. You know what? Whatever. Dispatcher's in a mood today. All right, he's in a mood. He's in a mood, you know? Okay. Never mind. You know, I just don't worry about us. We're fine here. Sometimes you just along for the ride, right? You may not agree with it, or they may not do what you want. You just along for the ride, ultimately. All right, looks like the Rick bar is just about to go through the switch up there, so hopefully we'll have a light pretty soon. You can see his DPU way up there in the distance. Ain't it crazy how much farming and agriculture they do in the Central Valley? Like, I don't think people realize. All right, he's going through the switch now. There we go. We got our light. Sweets. All right, let's ease off the independent. That's the good thing about these slow loading GEs. All right, this is going to be interesting because we might run on some color for a bit since we're behind him, unless Otto puts us around him. And I don't see that happening. I think we're going to be running behind this guy, which is fine. As sim-wise, like in real life, it sucks. You don't want to do that. But in sim, is another thing that kind of makes it a little bit interesting. What do we got up here? Yeah, we still got to stop. The good thing about this auto-rack train is empty auto-rack train. She'll get up and go. What's that? It's Richmond to, it's the Rick Blue. Blue is somewhere around Chicago. I'm not sure exactly what that symbol is, but I think it's around Chicago. Yeah, there's your grain train power there. That's cool. I wonder, do they run with the swing helpers up here, or do they cut those off in Bakersfield? I've always kind of assumed that they cut the swing helpers out at Bakersfield. You guys that don't know, swing helpers are the mid-train DPU. Yeah, I assumed that they ran with the rear DPU up here, but the mid stuff was cut out. I can't. It looks like there's a red glowing up there. Our signal's blocked. All right, Golden State feeding grain. That's the Guernsey destination, I guess. I know I've seen that symbol a good bit. Yeah, we still got to stop. I was kind of hoping it'd change on us. It may not. We may have to get some air. I may goof that up. We got this road crossing up here. I mean, it's a game. It don't really matter in the scheme of things, but let's open the throttle just a little bit, stretch her out. Yeah, we still got to stop up here. Should we tone the dispatcher again? That's the question. Should we tone him up again? Alright, there we go. We'll just stop short of this crossing here. Yeah, we won't block these. No need to. We'll just hang back for a minute. Alright, we've been sitting here for a minute, so what we're going to do is we're going to start heading that way. We're going to start easing down there a little bit. We should be getting a light anytime now. I can't see us not getting a light. I can't guarantee it, but we'll see. And I think we got it. Yes, we do. Got advanced approach. Sweet. All right, let's get on it and go. Like I said, we may be running on some color. That's all right. That'll be cool. Give us something to look out for. All right, what's track speed here is 55, really? 55 through the switch? I don't know. I'm not sure on that. Crack call one more. All right, let's kill the bell. I guess maybe it's a 50-mile-an-hour switch. I guess so. It's a 50-mile-an-hour switch. I don't have a timetable, so I don't know. Back out to 4 since we're going through the switch here. Yeah, I guess that's a 50-mile-an-hour switch. Okay, so that would be listed in timetable. All right, that's saying we got an approach medium. which I basically consider that on to be an SF like an advanced approach, the flashing yellow. At least that's the way it's always presented here where I live. Like you see a flashing yellow and then an approach and then a stop. It's interesting that they didn't give us just a straight approach out. Like we didn't get a light until we had an advanced approach. Nice, pretty flat through there, right? Not much going on. A little bit of dipping up and down, but yeah, she's getting up and going. Man. Maybe it'll jump back up to 70 as soon as we clear that, even though we're running on an advanced approach, so not going to be able to do much with that. Yeah, 70 mile an hour running. I guess we're just going to hang out right here for a bit, about 50. There is our lights. It looks like it's an approach. It might be flashing now. It might be another advanced approach. Look at all the cows. Nice. Yeah, another advanced approach, approach medium, whatever that is. Yeah, we definitely running on color behind that Rick bar. He should be a 50 mile an hour train. I think he's got loads and empties. So we could catch up with him. We could catch up to him now. There's not enough of a separation. I was looking to see if it changed on us. It looks like it's not. Oh, come on, go clear. Yeah, another approach medium. All right. And there's our approach. All right, let's grab some air. We'll get 10. We'll ride this. We'll release it, and then we'll use dynamics to stop. I just want to go ahead and take action now. Double yellow now. Okay. I guess I misread that. What is double yellow? I don't know. All right, let's let go of that. Yeah, I'm not sure on a double yellow. It's not red though, so we good. I guess we're going to meet someone up here, maybe. I really, I don't know. Maybe we're going around to Rick Bar. I don't even have a map up, so I have no clue like what's up ahead. I guess we could peek if we wanted to. I hate peeking though. I like for it to be a surprise. Looks like I see red. Okay, yeah, we've got a diverging approach. Okay, I see. Now we got, okay, that's like a straight up approach diverging now. Yeah, I see red. I see red on top. I can't tell what's it. Looks like it's an approach on the middle, on the bottom. Go ahead and go in dynamic. Reduction of 40 and 1.9 miles. So, I mean, going off of that, we're good where we're at right now. Yeah, we'll just stay here. We'll just stay with this. Looks like a flashing yellow on the bottom. Like a diverging approach medium. The diverging advanced approach. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I need to pull that up. I need to pull that up on my other monitor. Maybe one of these days. Alright, what do we got? Still the same, no change. Alright. Yeah, I don't even know what this location is. I know after a bit we'll get into some running where it's just like traditional single main with sidings on the south end of the Bakersfield sub. All right, West Kokorin, I guess that's how you would pronounce that. Alright, let's see what it calls this. What is this going to be? Diverging approach medium. Okay. There you go. So I'm guessing this isn't like a traditional siding. Like this is a stretch of double main or something. Yeah, I see some reds up there. Yeah, looks like we've got a red over green. Use some better binoculars. I can't see. You take binoculars with me. You're actually, I think back then you couldn't do that. You couldn't read signals with binoculars. I think that was a no-no. I can't remember exactly why, but I think that was technically a no-no. But always use them for wildlife, right? Like you see all kinds of animals and stuff out there. You see bald eagles, bobcats. Some people said mountain lions. I never saw a mountain lion, but definitely lots of bald eagles and bobcats, stuff like that. Might peak a signal every once in a while with them. You know, there's some you might want to look at. It looks like... Yeah, I just flat out can't tell. Looks like we got an approach. Yeah, we got an approach coming out, and then maybe a stop down there. All right, sweet. We got it clear. All right. Looks like we did another in and out for some reason. So this is a siding. It's not double main. It's just a siding. Yeah, I'm not sure why that went down, but all right. All right, well, you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it through the siding at Kokorin. We'll go by Brokaw Avenue. Got the Amtrak station up here. There's a lot of big industry along this route. Like I said, tons of agriculture. Oh, got another crossing. Never mind. I should have counted out of that siding. I didn't. I'm the worst about that. I always forget that. Bad engineer. I didn't count it all. Now, I love hearing that turbo wind up. That sounds good. All right, so I see it's two sidings. All right, yeah, it's a main through town, and then there's a siding on each side, like a north and a south siding. That seems to be fairly common on the Santa Fe. I don't know why they did that, why they had like multiple sidings at a location. I got another clear, East Kokorin. 1018 east out. We hurry up and drag out that siding so we can get going. There goes 70. All right, that's us. Let's get on it. There we go, number 8. Maybe we see 74 a bit. I thought we were going to go around Rick Bar, but like I said, I mean, ultimately, probably not. Otto doesn't think much in terms of running people around each other. Alright, we'll go a little bit further and we're going to call it, guys. This will probably be like a 3-part video, I'd imagine. I know we've got some more meets out there. We've got some other trains to meet. At least one or two more. Yeah, I got no flashing. Another flashing yeller. Approach medium. I think medium speed on the BNSF is 40, right? Man, I love this train. She's got so much get up and go. Like, she's definitely... She could run. Auto trains are good. They're good ones to run. Or I should say auto racks. Alright, let's see if she clears up on us. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Nope, approach medium, alright. They'll keep you on your toes. See, what's our next signal up here? Yeah, another approach medium. We'll just keep going with it. I think we're starting to catch back up with the Rick bar. Like, we briefly ran on clears and now we're getting back on color. Yeah, I'm telling you, this route's a lot of fun. It's an outlier for sure. It's not one that at least I haven't seen a lot about. I haven't seen much about this one at all. I mean, Tehachapi's always been popular because that's the OG. You know, and of course people like Cajon. You know, it's like the king of Western grades. Yeah, approach medium. Yeah, we definitely got an approach up there. Alright, let's see if it changes on it. Maybe it'll go to approach medium too. It's the only thing the distance signals aren't labeled. I like for them to be labeled. They may not have known though. They could very well just not have known what they're called. Sometimes that's, you know, kind of hard information to come by. Like, you have to know someone that works the route to get that for you. Like how they name these roads out in the boonies like avenues. Avenue 128. That must be a California thing.
BNSF detector milepost 945.6. Ambient temperature 95 degrees.
Look there, she's done slowed down to medium. We didn't even have to do anything. All we had to do is just come out of the throttle. All right, this is going to be like some kind of approach diverging or something. We're going to be going through a switch. That'll probably be a good spot to end it. We're coming up on an hour. Reduction of 40 and 2.3 miles. So it's 40-mile-an-hour switch. Yeah, I do. I need to get these signal aspects. I know you can find them all over the internet. They're easy to find. And I could probably round up the timetable too. There's blow over Hesse Avenue. They've slowed up a little too much on us there. Yeah, what do we got? Well, there's someone up there. I guess they're waiting on us. Yeah, someone's on the main. I don't think that's the Rick bar. I think that's someone else. You see the mountains in the distance. That's cool. Way off in the distance there. I guess that's Tehachapi Mountains, maybe? Oh, nice. Yeah, you can see them over there, too. That's cool. That really helps give you that valley effect, right? Like you're in the Central Valley. Even some over there, too. Yeah, that looks like an Autorack train. I think we do have a meet with an Autorack train. We'll see when we get up here. Oh, large industry up there too, or that's another grain train destination. All right, we got a stop on the other end, so this is a traditional siding, and we got a KCS engine there. That's pretty cool. Nice. Let's count this thing off. Going to dynamic here. Yeah, start gathering them up. So it's probably about 8,000 foot sighting, maybe, you know, 8 to 10,000, something like that. Just guess we're in Angiola. I guess that's what you would call it. Yeah, we still got to stop. I didn't even see who this was. It's obviously some kind of vehicle train. Something to Richmond. I don't know where else it could be going. It's got to be going to Richmond. It could be maybe a blue Rick or a I think a Clo Rick maybe. I didn't even see. I'll have to look back in the video. Yeah, I was looking to see if we get a light out. We may be stopping it here. I think this is going to be a good spot to cut off, and then we can pick back up with our next video, and hopefully that should finish it. So for this route, we've got about 2 hours into it. I want to say it's about 100 miles, maybe, give or take. Let's see what he looks like. All right, vehicle train looks good. Markers hanging. We should be getting in the clear anytime now. Yeah, we'll keep easing down a little bit further and then we'll stop and we'll call it. Be a perfect spot. The perfect spot to end it right here. Guys, one last meet in. I'm getting it clear a little bit further. Now, I guess this is Angiola. Was I just a siding out in the middle of nowhere? All right, let's come out of dynamics. We'll pull on it a little bit when we get some air, so we'll stretch them out, even though I think it's pretty much just perfectly flat here. A little bit down, not much. All right, that should be good right here. Let's go ahead and grab some air. We'll set them up. Oh, he just gave us a light. Well, you know what? We're still going to end it here. It's fine. I saw him. He called us. He let us know. You know what? We're going to stop. It'll be fine. We'll pick up on the next one. Let's draw him on down. Be a full independent. All right, guys. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Love all of you, and we'll catch you out there on the rails next time. Peace. Powerful. I don't think. Oh, what was that? Oh, it was horrible. Slam on the brakes. If you're not sitting down, you are now. No, big cat, no. Stop. No, kitty, go. No.